Greetings, Newhammer, Middlehammer, and Oldhammer folks alike. I am OldGrumpyWolf, aka Lennon Midnight, and welcome to the Minibar Podcast. I'll be serving you up lots of awesome painting nerdiness, talking to other painters from around the web. But before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to thebaslayer.com. It is a new social media site. Basically, it's nothing but miniatures. You join, you upload pictures of your miniatures, you can like and comment. There are no silly ads for, pancakes and cats and all that stuff. It is just miniatures in your feed. I am not sponsored by them, but I just like to plug them on my show because the guy who runs the site, he's doing all this on his own. He's a really nice guy. And, if you want somewhere for outside of Instagram to show off your minis, this would be it. So go check out thebaslayer.com. But tonight, what time is for everybody else, tonight on the show, we have the all-around awesome and sort of mysterious GobboGirl. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Just for the audience, whereabouts in the world are you?
I'm in the UK, in London, to be more specific.
Ooh. Yeah, my mom's over there right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's been living there for about a year.
Oh, that's cool. Is she enjoying it?
Yeah, she's actually British, so she's at home, or she moved back to take care of some family matters. So, but yeah, we won't go too far into that. But yeah, it's every British guest that I have on here, I'm always jealous because like Warhammer World's right down the street for you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably not that interesting, but then of course, the whole Warhammer thing is here. So, have
you been to Warhammer World?
I haven't actually been there. No, but it's definitely a journey that we are planning.
Oh, okay,
for sure. Yeah.
How far is from where you're at? How far is Warhammer World from you?
I would say it's probably a few hours. Yeah. Probably.
I guess it's kind of like people who are out of the States, oh, you live in the States, you never been to Disneyland? It's like, no, I hate California. No, I've been there plenty of times, but it just dawned on me. Are they still holding Golden Demon over in Germany?
I'm not sure. I thought I had seen some posts about it a while back. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Because
it seems like the Games Workshop kind of bounces that around every couple of years. And my painting bestie gave me a load of, he gave me a bunch of his old White Dwarfs. And back in the day, back in like 2000s and 2010, like up to like the early 2010s, we had Golden Demon and Games Day like 4 times a year here.
Wow,
and it was like in all 4 different states. And I'm kind of jealous because we used to have one. I never went, and I'm kicking myself for not going. But we used to have one in Los Angeles, which is like 4 hours from me. It's literally just a straight shot down the 15 out to California. And my gal and I are going to go to Adepticon, which is where our Golden Demon is, next year in March. And I think it's in Milwaukee, so that's like, kind of like the easternish mid area of the country. It's not that far of a flight, but hotel, airline ticket, blah 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 blah. It's just gonna suck because it's like it used to be in LA. We could just drive over there, stay the night from Saturday to Sunday, and then drive home on Sunday. So.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I mean, to be honest, I haven't really been to many sort of hobby conventions. The only one I used to go to was Salute. I've got my little Salute cup here actually, and this is like 2001. This is on here. So I actually can't remember the last Salute I went to, but it was probably at least 10 years ago. Yeah, it's a long time ago, and that was before I was actually painting. Oh, okay. So I used to accompany my partner, because he always used to want to go. Do you know Salute?
This is the first question of the show, and this is let me break into this. What got you into the hobby of miniature painting?
Well, yes, my partner. Well, it's an interesting story because I actually was aware of the hobby before we got together because my mum used to work in an art gallery that was owned by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. And obviously they're the 2 people that kind of created Games Workshop. And so in this art gallery, it had like all the Space Marine art on the wall and
that's cool.
Stuff like that. Yeah, and my mum used to work there at the weekends, and so I would sometimes she'd bring me along on a Saturday, and I would just look at this art and I'd think it was really cool. And the shop was really cool in general because it also had Dark Crystal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It had Kira, the girlfling, like in the shop window.
What, the actual like the Muppet?
Like a big model of it was in the window.
Yeah, we had in Vegas. We actually had the Jim Henson display with a bunch of the stuff from Dark Crystal, like the actual costumes and stuff they used.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Stuff, yeah, that's so cool. So she worked there. So she was sort of friends with Steve Jackson, and so she even had the White Dwarf character. She had like a figure, like a statue of that he gave her, and we had that on our mantelpiece at home. And so I obviously knew about the hobby and everything, but I just never got into painting. And then when I met my partner, he was working at Games Workshop as a manager, and I used to like meet him from work. And I would sometimes hang out in the shop afterwards and watch them play and stuff. And but it took him years to get me into it, like properly. It was actually not until 2020. Come join
the cult with me.
It wasn't because I didn't think it was
join the cult. Here's an ultramarine.
I just never had the time. It's one of those things. I knew how much time he spent on the hobby, and I had loads of other hobbies, and so I was just like, I just don't have the time to do it. But then when the pandemic happened, and I wasn't at work for that period, I got really bored, and I was just like, I need something to do. Yeah. And so I picked up the Goblin. Where is it? I have him here actually. The first little mini that where can you see it here? Hold on.
It's a Gorkamorka Ork, or a Gorkamorka Gobo.
This is a grot from the Rock Lobber set, I think. But basically, I just picked up. I didn't know what it was. I was just like, oh, this is a random goblin. And I was like, can I paint it? And he was like really excited at the concept of me painting it. And he was like,
I know how he feels.
I'll help you. Yeah. And he set up my desk and everything. And he started teaching me. And I really enjoyed it. I was like, that was really fun. I found it really kind of de-stressing, just sitting there painting. And so after that, I was like, what else have you got? So I had a look in like some of his carry cases, and I found his old Ork collection.
Oh boy. And
I found that, the monopose Orks. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
These ones. And I don't know what it is about this little model.
Keep it on the screen.
Yay! I don't know what it is about this model. I just really like it, and I wanted to paint it. And then, that's what started my descent into
your descent.
Yeah, well, ascent maybe. I don't know, but I then started. I was like, "What other Orks have you got?" And then I looked at all the figures, and I saw like all the Kev Adams sculpts, and I was like, "These are so cool!" And I just went from there. And he was really happy to give them to me because they were just sitting there, like not being painted, because he was painting Imperial Guard, and so he was like, "Yeah, I'm just happy that they're getting painted and they're getting love and all that." And then he was like, "And then we could play against each other." And so I pretty much adopted his whole Ork collection, apart from the Bad Moons, which he hasn't given up yet, but I'm working on it because I want those
what edition
as well.
Bad Moons?
The second edition.
Ooh.
The ones with the little like sock hats. Yeah. So I keep looking at them and I'm like,
those are weird boys, aren't they? Those are weird boys, aren't they? The sock hat ones.
No, they got so it's the ones with they've got some guns and they've got like a little sock hat. But you have weird boys, well, in any clan basically.
Do they still exist?
Yeah, well, yeah, they do. But the weird boy I actually painted on my Instagram, he is actually a Bad Moon weird boy.
Oh, okay.
But I painted him as a goth. But you can get a goth weird boy. You can get Can you get, yeah, you can get a Evil Sons one. You can get one of each clan, basically.
Okay.
I think I've pretty much got them all, actually. I haven't painted them all, though.
Didn't they, there's one clan that Games Workshop got rid of, isn't it like the Freebooters?
So you're talking about modern day Games Workshop. To be honest, I don't collect modern day Games Workshop, so I'm not sure.
I don't.
But what I did was I got. I don't know if have you seen Andrew Meriden miniatures?
No, I don't think so. The name doesn't ring a bell.
So basically, he does all these Kickstarters, and he did an Ork one, and they're basically very similar to Freebooters, and they were sculpted by Kev Adams as well. And so I basically invested in that Kickstarter. So I'm going to be using those as my Freebooters.
Okay,
they're really cool models, yeah.
Yeah, I used to have like almost every codex from second edition, and I've gotten most of them back. My painting bestie had most of them. But the one that I'm still missing, that I'm kind of butthurt over missing, is my old the Orks Codex from second edition. And I've noticed...
Which one? Because there's like... there's Here We Go, and then there's Wog.
Oh, that's... Here We Go and Wog is... and
then Rogue Trader.
That's Rogue Trader.
Yeah, because I've got those ones. And then I've got the second edition one that you're talking about.
Yeah, with the Mark Gibbons
on
cover
the front, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I had. I'm missing it. I don't know where it went. I'm a little upset that I'm missing it. But what was I watching? Or I was reading. Oh no, it was in White Dwarf. It was the collection of White Dwarfs that I got. There was an article with 80 Wood in it, and he was. I don't know if it was him that wrote that blurb or not, but. They were talking about going from second edition to like third and fourth edition, where the miniatures in second edition looked too scattered. It wasn't like a cohesive army. You had, like the Bad Moons, the Goths, the Freebooters at the time, the Snakebites, all the different, all the Ork factions, and they were talking about how aesthetically nothing looked cohesive. I'm like, sure, they look cohesive. Like you can tell those are Goths, you can tell those are Bad Moons. But I guess going into third and fourth edition, they really redid the armies, they redid the models, so everything looked more cohesive on the table together. And I think they actually had gotten rid of Freebooters by that time, because I didn't see any mention of Freebooters.
I don't like that. I like them having specific clans with specific kind of traits and cultures in there. And I think it is in the Rogue Trader Codexes, it's got like the hybrid orcs that are like kind of
the Gene Stealer hybrid orcs, yeah.
And I really want to do some of those. Like I might try and convert some or something.
Yeah, I think those are Rogue Trader specific.
Yeah. They're really cool. And there's also like Chaos Orcs. So there's one with like a scorpion tail or something.
Yeah.
I saw.
There was one faction of Orcs that like started getting into worshiping corn. And I want to say it was like they were an offshoot of the Blood Axes.
Yeah, that would be cool. So I like all of that. I like that they're different, because I find it more interesting painting wise. I mean, my main army is Goths, just because I just love painting the Goth colors. I like doing checks. I like doing all of that. But I still like the option that I can do like a unit of Death Skulls or something like that, which I have done, or Bad Moons or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes I do kind of break the rules, and I kind of like with my weird boy, I made him a Goth, and technically that model's not meant to be. But I think it's just more fun having the separate clans and things like that.
I've said this with other Orc guests before. I always thought it was funny, back in the Rogue Trader and second edition days, the way that the Orcs were sculpted. It was always hard for me to see them as like a threat to the Imperium, because it was just like, they weren't buff, they weren't, huge, and it was, you had Space Marines and power armor, you had the technologically advanced Eldar, and then you had the Orks, and these Orks look like, like 45-year-old guys with like dad bods, and it's like, how are those guys like even a threat? And then they went to Gorka Morka, and all the Orks got just absolutely stacked and like swole up, and it's like, okay, now I can see those being a threat.
yeah, and a lot of people prefer that. And I do think the Gorka Morka Orks look cool as well. I don't actually have any of them, but I might get some at some point. I've heard a lot of people say like the other Orks look a bit too cartoonish and things like that, but I don't know.
Like
I just love
Orks.
the model. I think I think they're charming.
Mm-hmm.
They've got like a certain charm to them, and they're kind of comedic, and I like that.
I loved it when they got into. There was always the comedic cartoony thing with the Gobos before, but like when they went Gorka Morka, and that style came about, they just went over the top with the Gobos and the Gretchen and the Snotlings being super cartoony. And I thought they got. I loved the initial metal Gorka Morka Gobos, like the ones I used on my gal's diorama. The one pointing the gun forward, and like he's just got this giant grill where he's grinning. I always thought that was great. It's like, how do you even shut your mouth with teeth that big? Oh, who cares? They're fun.
Yeah.
And Games Workshop actually took, with the current Runt Herder model, they actually took a bunch of the original Gorka Morka grots and resculpted them to modern day plastic. Like same poses, same weapons, same everything. Yeah. They're just modern sculpts. And it was like, at least y'all are staying connected to your roots.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. with all that aside, you kind of you went over this a bit, but did you get into the hobby because of gaming or painting?
Painting for sure. Yeah. I just started, like I said, I just painted that grot, and then I was just kind of like, oh, what else have you got? And then I kind of accidentally started making an army, because I was just painting I was painting the figures that I liked, and I reached a point where I had so many that I was like, this is pretty much an army. And my partner was like, yeah, we should have a game. And then I was using the codex not to read the rules or anything. I was using it to copy the paint schemes. Yeah, because I wanted them to be quite kind of similar as possible to the codex. I wanted them to look like that. And and then suddenly when I then started trying to build an army list, I was like, I've actually still got a lot of painting to do, because a lot of the models I painted actually won't probably be that good on the field or whatever. So I hadn't been thinking of it tactically, if that makes sense. When I was painting it, I was just like, this looks cool, I'm going to paint this. And then
it's kind of funny. You get into painting your favorite faction, and like all of a sudden, a year or two later, you just wind up with a whole army. You're like, oh, I never meant to do that. Oops.
It's like, how did I end up with all these? My desk was just covered in all these orgs, and I was just like, But like with the Ork boys, these ones, I painted 30 of them really quickly, because I would just paint like 5 at a time, and I would find them really easy to paint, and I would just enjoy painting them. Yeah. And I was just like, so I ended up with 30 of those. But with the grots, the monopose grots, I don't know why I find them really difficult to paint. I've painted like 10 of them, and I can't seem to get past that.
You're talking about the old plastic ones from second edition box set?
Yeah.
They weren't that great of a model. They're really cramped.
Yeah, I think the first one I painted, I was like, this guy's pretty cool. But then by the time I painted like the 3rd or 4th, I was just like, I'm kind of over this model. I don't know why.
Certain poses, just the ability to paint it. If when I go like hard on painting like competition models, like for different competitions of the year, as soon as I'm done, I'll just sink back into like go paint a few Blood Angels, because they're just like guilty pleasure. It's like total junk food to paint, but I just like painting them. They're fun, they're easy, and they're whereas like when I was doing Logan Grimnar, oh god, that model sucked. But some models, like they're fun to look at, but when you get into painting them, you're just like, I'm really gonna have to power through this one. This is getting annoying. and then you just never want to do it again. So yeah,
Yeah.
those second edition box Gretchen, those things were. I painted I think one or two of them, and I agree with you. They're just they're not as fun as the monopose orc.
They're just not. And the thing is, when I played my first game, I realized that I actually need some of those, like just to kind of shield my other orcs, because when I was fighting against my partner's army, which is Imperial Guard, I just got obliterated before I even got close to him. I couldn't really get into combat, so I was like, I either need like some vehicles to get closer to you, or I need like some kind of shield wall of like grots, and that's basically what I need to do.
So we're
aiming
fodder.
for 1,000 points. Yeah, so I do need to paint them, but yeah, it's just getting motivated to do that. There's so many other stuff that I want to paint over that. So
my gal, she's actually a huge fan of yours. She is huge into Gobos and Orks and Squigs and all that stuff. And she asked me at one point, she's like, "Hey, do you follow any girls on Instagram?" I was like, "Oh yeah, there's a couple. Here's GobboGirl and I can't think of any on the top. Oh, and PETA, I forgot her, Green Mountain Miniatures. She's the one who originated the word Grimbright for me.
I love her stuff. Yeah,
but yeah, she adores the stuff that you put out. And you mentioned earlier that your partner got you into painting, and finding time to do it. That's the same problem she has. We had a paint night, date night one night. That's a lot of nights. And she had fun with it. She got a little frustrated when I was showing her highlighting. She didn't quite get it, but I showed her a diagram that I made for a buddy of mine on how I do my green jewels on my Space Wolves, and she's like, "If you would have shown me that, I would have gotten it." I was like, "Shut up, Pepper." But yeah, it's kind of funny how, and like in a relationship, whatnot, especially when one person takes interest in what the other's doing, how they pick up. They find something that's fun within the hobby that you're in, and they pick it up. So I'm thankful that she's found so much joy and humor in Orks and Gobos and Squigs and all that. And I showed her it was over Christmas time last year. I showed her the Here We Go video, the redo of Jingle Bells. And she's like, "This is so cool." And then when the goth rockers started singing, the subtitles at the bottom, it's a squig going over it. And she's like, "Oh my God, it's a squig."
Yeah, there's just something about squigs. They're just, I don't know. They make people smile, I think, in general.
Well, I was preloading your Instagram on my OBS software here, and I'm scrolling through your images on Instagram. And you painted up a couple of Gobos with squigs on a stick.
I did, yeah. So those are Nightmare Miniatures.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know them. So I think they're a Spanish company.
Okay.
And the guy, oh my gosh, I've completely forgotten his name now. But I follow him. I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
If he ever watches this, I've forgotten his name. But he loves Oldhammer, clearly, from his Instagram, and he often paints Oldhammer miniatures, and he does conversions and stuff. And he worked with Kev Adams and got him to do like a range.
Very cool.
For him. He's done like kind of sort of 40k versions and fantasy as well. I don't have any of them here. I've got them. They're in the cabinet. I don't know if you can see. There's a cabinet behind me with a transformer on it up there. I think I've got some in there. But the orcs in that are really hench. Like the fantasy orcs are like, they're just, really mean looking. But then they've done obviously these cute little gobos with sticks with like little similar squig-like creatures on them. And I think they're very much inspired by, or they remind me of, have you seen the film Labyrinth?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
hello.
That's like one of...
Did you say hello? No, I said hello. That's close enough.
Come inside and have a cup of tea. Yeah, that's one of like my favorite childhood films. I used to watch it every Christmas when I was a kid. And, there's the little goblins with that, and they have bitey sticks. So they kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so as soon as I saw them, I was like, I have to get these and paint them. And
Funny enough, I think Games Workshop has I've only ever seen one. They only ever made one Gobo with a squig on a stick. And it was on it was some fantasy based box set.
Do
And I specifically just wanted that model and none of the other ones, but I have to buy all the models to get that one.
Yeah. It's just something funny about a squig being on a stick, really, isn't
we have,
it?
you might have heard of him. We have a comedian over here. His name's Jeff Dunham. He's a ventriloquist.
Yes, yeah.
So we instead of stick, my gal and I say steak because of Jose Jalapeno on a steak. And so it's a squig on a steak. Or a squig on a steak.
Yeah, no, they're great models. I actually have a whole bunch of those that I still need to paint. Mm-hmm. So I think I've got like another 5 of them or something. So you have reminded me. Thank you. I need to dig those out. I've got so many. But it's funny because you did a video with Tim Prow.
Yep.
I backed his Kickstarter for his. They're like these lizard guys that he's done.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he commented on a post I did the other day, mm-hmm. just basically saying, because I haven't actually posted anything for ages. I've just been so busy. Yeah. And I just kind of did a post to kind of say to my followers, like, hello, I am still alive. I will post some stuff soon, I promise. And I think he commented and he said, oh, like, you need to paint one of my orcs.
Oh, nice.
And I do have some of his orcs as well. But I said, like, oh, I've got to paint your lizards first, basically, because I've got like this whole Kickstarter of his of like lizard men. So I've also got to dig those out and paint them. I've just got so many. As with everyone in this hobby, I think that's a common thing, isn't it?
It's the pile of opportunity.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always look at it as a positive thing, but it's kind of like it's more kind of what to prioritize. I don't know.
I've found that on my desk where I paint, I don't keep a lot of miniatures out that I need to work on. Right now I've got I think like 3 blood claws, an ultramarine primaris that I'm painting for a local store owner and as a gift, and the test model I did for how I'm painting my Lamartis currently. And I found that like keeping that pile at a minimum really helps. There's like no pressure. Like I know I keep all the stuff I need to paint like put away.
Yeah. So I think that's a good idea. I get a bit kind of like, I feel a bit claustrophobic if I have too many miniatures on my desk, which I do at the moment. And so you're absolutely right. I think I need to tidy up my desk. But my partner constantly has miniatures all over his desk, and I'm like, oh, how can you work like that everywhere? But he just seems to work fine like that. But
that's his curse to deal with. You're like, no, I'm gonna be all neat and tidy and put all this stuff away.
Yeah, I'm like, if I'm not working on you, get off my desk.
Yeah, I made the poor decision to buy the new Logan Grimnar and the new Wolf Priest, and like, I've got them in a box. I don't have to look at them, but I can just feel them staring at me through the box. I'm just like, I will get to you eventually. And I was going to mention, if you haven't, there's a gal I've had on. Her name's Ray. She runs a company called Beldelore Studios. I don't know if you've gone through my profile or not, but she's actually the one who sculpted the Frog Pope. I
will have a look at that because I saw the video on your YouTube. Mm-hmm. But I haven't watched that one yet, so I will watch that one.
Like insanely creative lady, and just talented like whoa. But you might want to have a look at her miniatures since you like you're into the whole like older Kev Adams thing and some of the fantasy based stuff. Yeah. She does really interesting work, and like the Frog Pope is her central figure. Everybody knows her for the Frog Pope, and the minibar is officially like sponsored by the Frog Pope. I don't know what he does for the show, but he's the official sponsor of the show.
No, I would definitely check that out. That sounds brilliant because I love like frog miniatures in general. Yeah. I have like what do they call it? It was called Pond Wars, and I forgot what the company's called. But basically the range is called Pond Wars. Uh-huh. And they're basically little frogs with spears, and there's also like there's like a turtle tank kind of thing that they ride, and there's just so many cool things. And my partner brought me a whole bunch of them because I saw them, I was like, I love these, and so he bought them for me, and then they've been sitting like in my desk drawer for like ages. So again, this is other stuff, but yeah, I really like frog miniatures as well.
Did you ever get into like Louise did a bunch of them on her show? She made a little diorama out of them, but did you ever get into the I think they were called cloth goblins?
I think I saw her do those, but no, I haven't got any of them myself.
They're such neat little things. I mean, they're so simple, but they're so cool looking.
I remember seeing them and thinking, they're cute. But yeah, it was like, I've just got so many at the moment that I'm kind of like, trying to resist.
No. People are like, dude, where do you get all these old 40K minis from? I'm like, I've had them since I was a kid. I was smart enough not to really get rid of any of my stuff. But
yeah,
I try to not.
I get asked that so much.
I try not to buy things so that way I don't have more piling up. Like, 20 years from now, it's like, oh yeah, I remember when I bought that 20 years ago. Maybe I'll paint it up.
Yeah. That's very wise. And I think my partner's the same. He just kept all of his stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I was lucky enough, because I get loads of messages on Instagram where people are like, where have you got all your collection from? And I'm like, I was lucky enough that my partner just gave them to me. Mm-hmm. I have like had to buy like the odd few things on eBay that I've wanted, but generally, and apart from like obviously the Kickstarters that I've backed and stuff, but like my Oldhammer collection was all his. So yeah, it's pretty cool. That's why he's like, don't ever sell it. Don't ever get rid of it or throw it out or anything. I'm like, no, I wouldn't.
I'm just writing myself a reminder for off camera. There's someone I need to refer you to over in the UK. I think he'll really appreciate his services.
Okay, cool.
I just don't want to mention him on the show and like get him in any trouble or anything. But he's a godsend to the Oldhammer scene.
Okay.
So to just kind of moving on, you're quite the painter. Like one of my favorite things you've done is the Weird Boy setup that I think you did that recently in the last like 6 to 9 months. I thought it was absolutely great. For anybody watching and anybody who wants inspiration or help, what kind of paints do you use?
So when I first started out, I used Vallejo Game paints, and kind of Citadel paints, and that was again just kind of what my partner had. He just gave me like the spare paints he had, and I was just using that. And then Watercolors released a range. I think it was 88 Nostalgia.
Oh yeah, Nostalgia 88 or Nostalgia 94. And
I went for the 88 range, and I just really love that range. It's so bright.
Yeah.
And I kind of changed the whole skin tone to my Orks, because before I was using, I think it was Camo Green for Vallejo Game, and it was kind of a lot more of a drab kind of, like that's what I did. Like these chaps, they were all kind of it's kind of more of a like olivey green.
Yeah, it's basically it's like
really
goblin greenish.
Yeah, and I still do really like that. But then I went on to bilious green, which is the one which you can see.
That's what I used to highlight my Orks with. I base coat with goblin green, shade with dark angel green or orc flesh, and then highlight with bilious green. There are so few people that know about that color.
Yeah, it's my favorite color. I just love it. It's so bright. And so I use bilious green and then green ink. And then I highlight it, I think, with bilious green and is it called sun something? It's one of the Watercolors one. It's like
sunburst yellow.
Sunburst yellow.
Yep.
And then I do like a final highlight, which is basically that with a touch of white in it.
Okay.
And that's basically my Orc skin. Because I get asked that a lot.
The neat thing about you using the Nostalgia series is like all their paints, I'm sure you're aware that they're recreations of the original paints from the 80s and the 90s from Citadel. So it's actually nice talking to somebody who's like referencing like the color names that I have like forever embedded in my skull.
Yeah, it's that's why I went for them, because I wanted to get them as much as I could, like they are in the codexes, but also put my own spin on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just really like those colors. So yeah, that's kind of what I use at the moment, that range. And also there's a company called TT Combat. and they were kind enough to send me like a whole batch of their new paint range.
Oh, very cool.
For free. It was really nice of them. And they basically, can you just kind of test it out and just let us know your opinion? I think they sent it to a few. They sent it to me. And do you know Whiskey Wizards? I think he paints Oldhammer stuff. He's a
he blocked me on Instagram. I don't know why.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, he was sent it as well, and I think a couple of other people, and we all tested it out.
You're talking about Whiskey and Wizards over here in the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I don't know.
No, him and I used to chat, and all of a sudden he blocked me one day. I'm like, okay, all right, dude, whatever. But yeah, he's a really good painter.
Did that, but yeah, he basically used the paints as well, and we all just basically gave a review on it. But they're really nice range, and the metallics on that are really good. So I tend to use their metallics. And their washes are really good as well.
Oh, okay.
And then I use the Nostalgia 88 for like my skins and stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of what I use at the moment.
The thing I found with it was weird transitioning from the old Games Workshop inks to like the shade paints and the contrast they have now. I've gotten used to, like, I don't use a lot of shade. Like the only shade I use frequently is Agrax or shade because I like what it does to browns. But like Known Oil, I use that as a mixer. I don't use it as just straight on because the medium content in it is way too heavy. But I will say, like, the neat thing about modern paints is that with the contrast paints, or even with like the Army Paint or speed paints and whatnot, they all have acrylic medium in them now. So you can't. So when it dries, it doesn't reactivate like the old inks did. And I broke out. I needed something. I had a little bit of blue ink from the old 90s Citadel range left. I needed like that specific color on something I was messing with, and I washed over the surface area with it and got it into the recesses. And as I'm highlighting, as I'm cleaning up the spillage, it starts reactivating it, and I was like, oh, I forgot about this. This sucks.
Oh, no.
But I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, how did I not get annoyed by this as a kid? I just guess I didn't know any different. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember. There is like an ink that I've used that always goes really shiny. I actually thought it might have been one of the old Army Painter ones. I don't know. It was one my partner gave me, and every time I use it, but I think I was using it wrong. And it would just, like, my model would be so shiny afterwards. But I think I was adding too much water.
It might have just been the base medium they mixed it with.
Yeah, it might have been that, because he would come over and he would like show me how to use it, and he would be able to fix it. But like every time I used it, it just looked really shiny. So I'm not sure. I can't remember. I thought it was an Army Painter one, but like I said, I think it was the way I was using it. I don't think it's necessarily.
Do you know what color it was?
It must have been the green ink one.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, because I'm sure it was for my Orc skin, and it was making their skin so shiny.
It might have been because it was formulated from a yellow base.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just know I stopped using it and I used something else, and then that worked okay for me. But like I said, when he used it, it was okay. So I'm pretty sure it was just something I was doing.
Well, like with where you're going with what you're talking about, curious with your miniatures, do you use any kind of clear coat or varnish to finish your minis with?
I don't. And my partner, now that we're actually playing games, my partner's kind of like, yeah, maybe you should kind of, he's like, because it's a shame because you painted these really nicely, and they're gonna get damaged because like moving them around the table and touching them so
finger
much,
oils eat through acrylic paint like crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, I do need to do that. But it's just, I guess it's the idea of having to go back and do that to each model as well.
You kind of get used to it, like, as part of the process. It's like the final step. And it's like my favorite part of the process, because it's like, oh, it's done now. I can clear coat everything and glue it together.
But that's like people like painting the base rim, don't they? Because it's like they find that satisfying. If they do, it depends on your whole process, but most people I think tend to do that at the end.
I forgot who it is. There's one, I want to say it's Zumakito. I don't know if it's him or not, but there's a YouTuber. He's really well known, and he makes his own shirts, and one of his shirts it says "I love rimming." And it's got a miniature on it, and there's a brush going across the rim of the miniature.
Brilliant.
The first time my gal saw that, she's like, "Does that shirt seriously say what I think it does?" I was like, "Yep." She's like, "That's amazing."
But yeah, it's I mean, for me that's kind of like the last thing. But yeah, once I start varnishing, then I'm sure I'll get the same kind of satisfaction from doing that.
Just forewarn you, you're gonna have to find a varnish that you like. Like I use Citadel Minotaur varnish, but varnishes, like if you're really picky about your metallics, different varnishes will affect different metallics, or will affect metallics differently. Like a pure matte varnish it'll dull the metallic. So there's some guys I've talked to that are just like they're huge on having that really bright shininess to their silvers on the bolters and whatnot. So
yeah,
some of them use airbrush, some of them use different brands like Vallejo or AK or Monument just brought theirs out. So you have to kind of experiment to find what's right with you. With matte varnishes, be very careful that like you don't go too heavy. Do it in thin coats, because as the varnish builds up in crevices, it will actually it'll fog.
Oh, okay.
Because of the nature of the varnish. The thing I've actually really enjoyed, and this is going to see if it withstands the test of time. I flipped in the 2000s when GW brought out matte varnish, and that's how I found out about the fog thing and whatnot. But after 15 years or so, their varnish ended up turning yellow, and it has ruined most of my miniatures from that era, which I'm really ticked off about. But in modern times, their Minotaur varnish, I found it doesn't fog up in crevices.
Okay.
And it smells totally different than the original matte varnish. It's almost like a satinish matte. You can, if you get into using it, you want help turning it matte, I can show you how to do it or tell you how to do it. But I'm just praying that in like 10 to 15 years time, all the stuff I painted now doesn't turn yellow.
Yeah, that would be very annoying.
But it sounds like your partner's really into painting along with you. So you might want to, if he clear coats his models, try what he tries and see if it works for you.
Yeah, he does. I think he'll go through that with me when I get to that stage, hopefully. Yeah, I'm sure he's probably got opinions on it. So yeah, I'll just kind of ask him when I get to that stage. But yeah, it's something now that we're gaming that I'm definitely like, yeah, I need to do that.
Oh, and the varnish thing will help. It'll create an overall unified finish to the model. So if you run into issues where like one paint you're using kind of goes shiny when it dries and the other ones stay kind of satin or matte, it gets rid of that altogether. So you don't have to worry about that kind of thing anymore.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Let's see, where was I in that? Oh, you know what? Actually, this was something we were talking about off camera, but you mentioned you have your own miniature brand. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yes. So it will be GobboGirl miniatures.
Okay. And we'll put the link below in the description.
It's gonna be cool. Yeah. And I'm hoping by the time this video is out that they will be officially released and everything. I've got 5 miniatures that have been sculpted already, and I've got another 3 in the works.
Okay.
And yeah, sadly I can't say too much about them because they're still kind of being worked on, but they're going to be very GobboGirl. That's all I can say. Like,
okay.
Yeah, and it's just the whole process has been really cool. It's given me an insight into miniatures, obviously a lot more, because getting involved in the kind of sculpting process and researching like the casting process and how that's going to work and everything. And really exciting. I'm like super happy with the concept art that I managed to do, and the sculptor that I'm working with. I did approach a couple of other sculptors So I had, I had one that sadly kind of didn't take on the project because they're very busy, which is fair enough. But the sculpture I have found now, I think it just worked out for the best because they're kind of a bit weird and quirky like me. So we're on the same level of what we want. So that's really good. So,
are you sculpting them in 3D or is it like traditional? Like
traditional.
Oh, cool. So it's green stuff.
Yes. Yeah. It just had to be. I just, I think like 3D sculpting is cool. And I think, you can have that kind of peace of mind that it's probably going to come out exactly how you vision it. But yeah, I wanted it to be more traditional because obviously I like Oldhammer and I like, traditional sculpts. So.
And you mentioned cast, so I'm assuming they're going to be metal and they're going to be spin casted.
Yes.
Spun cast, spin. I don't what the. They're being made via spin casting. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be neat. And they're 28 millimeter scale.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, will be. There will be sort of obviously some bigger beasties and things like that in it. But yeah, it should be fun. And I've been writing the lore as well and getting carried away with that because I do a bit of writing on the side anyway. So that kind of appealed to me to kind of write the background story.
Oh, that's going to be cool then.
Yeah. So we'll see. And I'm hoping to release like my own kind of sort of book with them in it and things like that. So yeah, I mean, we'll see if like an actual game can come out of it or not. I'm not sure yet about that because obviously that's a different thing, creating a game. I
think you mentioned that you've released some of them already.
I haven't released them yet. I've had 5 sculpted.
Okay.
Yeah, my sculptor sent them to me and I haven't got them cast yet. I was about to send them off, but then I knew I wanted another 3 done, so I thought I'll just wait till they're done and then send them all off together to make more sense. So
I think this episode will be out in February-ish. I don't. It'll be like late January, early February, something like that. I'm assuming they'll be available by the time this video comes out. Like where can people find the miniatures at?
So basically, I'm still working that.
Okay, no worries. I know it's really early on, but
it'll all be over my Instagram page. So I would just say visit my Instagram, and I will probably have it all pinned at the top of where to get them. But I'm guessing, I will either do my own web store or probably have them on Etsy. I don't know what the best way is yet, but we'll see. I am hoping to eventually get a stall at Salute and sell them there as well.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We'll see. Yeah.
And just the final question for that whole segment is like, what got you into making your own minis?
Well, I like converting minis and doing like, my whole Squigs. I do like weird stuff, so that's like it. Yeah. And I've got Squiggy Kruger.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like Freddy Krueger Squig?
Yeah. These are my horror Squigs, and I've got like a pinhead one.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm a huge fan of Hellraiser, so.
Yeah. And so I just love doing stuff like this. And then because on some of them I was sculpting bits, and I actually got commissioned to do a shark squig. And I did a bit of sculpting on that. And I did the worm from Beetlejuice.
Oh, very cool. Sandworm.
Yeah. Yeah. And so just doing little like tiny bits like that, it got me into kind of making kind of weird things. And I thought, it'd be cool to sculpt some of these, but my sculpting is not at that level yet to do what I want to do. So that's why I got someone else to do it. But yeah, I kind of did the concepts, and I think this person is hopefully, the 5 that they've done so far are basically exactly like what I sent them. So I'm really happy with them. So yeah.
For your concept, like I'm curious, like for me personally, like how are you doing the concept art to go from, like 2-dimensional to what the person's sculpting? Are you using like Photoshop, or are you just drawing it out?
I've drawn them out.
Ooh, you got it like one handy.
you really quick glimpse of something.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
Because this isn't being released until they will be out, so I can show you this.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can see
pointy gnome shoes.
So he's similar to like a squig herder. But he's a turnip herder.
That's awesome.
So they're going to be little turnip creatures. So that's kind of that. And then I've got another one here.
Oh, that's neat.
He's got one like an executioner's head. Yeah.
So you're supplying the artwork to the sculptor, and he's making it based upon your drawings?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just drew them and sent them and just kind of said, like, this is basically what I have in mind. And I was really lucky because they actually really like the design as well. Because you have to find someone that's excited about it, I think, as well. And so, and for the next 3 that I've asked for, they're going to come back to me because I'm still not sure about some of the poses and little intricate details. But yeah.
So I'm guessing you actually really like the episode that I did with Tim, since he does that. Okay.
Yeah. Anything like that, I'm really into. I don't know if you'll ever interview, because I don't think you have interviewed her already, Trish.
Trish Morrison.
That would be interesting.
I'd love to talk to Trish. I'm not quite sure like what I would ask her, because I'm not really into the whole fantasy side of things, and she's renowned for doing those amazing dragons that we had in old era. I think she actually sculpted my 2 favorite dragons, which was I refer to, I don't know what version of fantasy was out at the time, so I use 40K as a reference, but during like 2nd edition 40K, she did that high elf dragon and high elf rider, and then the wood elf dragon and wood elf rider, and those are 2 of my favorite miniatures that have ever been released. And I mean, just the work that went into those, just for the dragon, is like,
yeah, it's insane. She's done on her own sort of miniature releases that she's done like a worm kind of, and he's got like all kind of bits of bark and kind of like foliage and stuff on him, just all the detail. It just looks really cool. I don't have that figure, but I do want to buy it. But she did a Cyclops, and I brought that.
Oh, very cool.
Again, I need to get around to painting because I really like Harry Hilson.
No.
Like the like Clash of the Titans. Have you ever seen that?
Maybe when I was like in high school for like English class when we were reading it.
So they're really. I
know what you're talking about. I don't recall the movie very well.
So there's stop motion films, and he created miniatures for those. And so if you ever watch it again, there's the Medusa. The miniature of that was really cool, and basically he just animated it and stuff like that. And there's a company, what are they called? Ralph Partha.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And they've released some similar, and they did like there's one of the other films. Is it Sinbad? Maybe it's that one. There's a Cyclops creature in it, and they basically did like this miniature that is basically that model. It's like a tribute to it, and I brought that and I painted that. That's on my Instagram. So I love all of that stuff.
It's funny where all the inspiration comes from, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was talking to I don't know if you follow or not, a guy named Pax Acrylica.
I don't know that person.
I'll send you a link to his page. You'll like
anyone you think I should follow. Just
you'll love his stuff. He primarily does like 40K, but he does like custom sculpts. Like he'll hack up like a plastic miniature and like do a custom sculpt of it. And like what got me into him was on my other Instagram for my brand that I run. Somehow it wound up like, you hit the search button on Instagram and it goes to a different feed, and it's a bunch of random crap thrown in there because like I'd been, like this is the way, they watch us. I was digging for 40K stuff on, I must've had a cookie or something in my cache for it. So Instagram picked up on that, and they showed me, there was this picture of these 2 giant Terminators. Like it was a Space Wolf and a Blood Angel that he custom sculpted. And I looked at it and I started digging through his profile. I'm like, holy crap, this guy's amazing. and talking about inspiration, where all this stuff comes from. Like he's, I'm not sure how old you are, but it sounds like you're familiar with, the 80s and 90s very well. He takes a lot of inspiration from like Doom, from the book series Dune, and the movie, Aliens, Xenomorphs, H.R. Giger, Basinski, and like he incorporates all this stuff into his sculpting. So like you're scrolling through his feed and like you can totally see where like, Baron Harkonnen came from, or like the inspiration from like Baron Harkonnen, or like House Atreides, or like like an imp from Doom or something like that. It's really cool to see all this stuff, and I
have to check that out.
It's further back in his feed, but definitely check out the 3 orc warlords that he built. Or the 3 orc war bosses. They are so damn cool.
I will do. I will check that out.
And his painting is like insane too. He uses, when I talked to him, I was like, I thought he was using AK, but he actually uses nothing but oils.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And not like in the modern sense where people are just using it to like panel line. No, the whole miniature is painted with oil paint.
Wow, that is cool.
And it was.
Yeah, no, I'll check that one out.
Yeah, he's like, to me, he was such a mystery, and to a lot of other people, he was such a mystery. So it was really cool to have him on, and hence why I kind of said at the beginning, the mysterious GobboGirl. You're really well recognized and around. And there's numerous guests I've mentioned that I was having you on too, and they're like, "Dude, she is so cool." So it's so neat talking to people and like hearing their stories, and especially with what you're doing with your miniatures. I think that's very, very interesting. That like you come up with concept art and you found somebody who you want to work with and who sees your enthusiasm and is like, all right, yeah, let's do this. That's very cool.
That's cool, because I always think my page is quite niche. Because I paint older models and kind of weird stuff as well. So yeah, it's cool that I'm always like really happy and really thankful when people come across my page and they like it, and because I don't see myself as like an influencer or anything like that. I literally just paint because I enjoy it.
Yep.
And I love the idea of having my own miniature range. That's kind of like my goal. It's not to kind of, when I want to do YouTube and stuff, I don't think I'm not like you. I wouldn't be able to interview someone. I like, you're obviously a natural at this, but I'm quite awkward, which is ironic because in my day job, I'm a L&D trainer, so I have to stand in front of people and train people. But like, in my spare time, I'm quite kind of like just chilled and just want to. Well,
I found it was like I've gotten my gal was watching one of my latest podcasts, and she's like, you've gotten a lot more comfortable on this, and I guess I have. Initially, when I started the show, you and I were talking off camera with my band stuff. The way I've gotten in my life is just I'm very fond of trial by fire. And
once again, I've just got to plug my charger in.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm going to disappear just for a second.
Okay, so part 2, 1448. Out. Part 2.
There we go.
Okay.
It was plugged in, but it came loose. I don't know how that happened. I must have kicked it.
Oh, modern technology is so much fun. I'm very big on trial by fire. Just, if I'm going to go do, there's no point in tiptoeing around something. If you're going to go do something, just go do it. You're going to suck at it at first. That's just how it is, but just go do it and you'll get better. And that's where I've gotten with the podcast thing and talking to people. I've got my list of questions. I'll add new ones every now and then. Or for a guest like yourself, I'll come up with, customized questions because it's kind of a niche thing. And it's really cool hearing about said niche thing from the person who does niche thing. Because creatives tend to be very interesting people. We all are very quirky and somewhat strange. No, like for your YouTube stuff, I mean, just do it. Just go at it. I don't think there's any reason why you wouldn't be good at it. You're doing great on here.
Thank you. I think the YouTube stuff, I'm just going to do some battle reports.
Okay.
So it basically, me and my partner want to film our games. And so we'll just start off with that. And then I guess just see how it goes from there. I mean, I don't think I'm at that level where I could do there's so many people that do awesome painting tutorials and stuff like that, So I don't know. I don't really feel confident enough to do any of that. I don't think I've been doing it long enough for that, but like, not that you have to do it for a certain amount of time. Some people are just naturally doing that stuff. But I think like I just want to do some film some games, have some fun with that, and then just see where it goes from there.
Well, two things. Do you ever watch Ed on Minisodes? Or the channel's Minisodes? I
think I have actually come across them. Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to like if you're doing battle reports, check out his stuff. He does. I don't game, but I love watching his battle reports. They're just so much fun, and like he makes like custom overlays for the video of like, you know, like 90s looking graphics for like second edition 40K, and he does filters on his voices to sound like servitors or, you know, inquisitors and different marines and stuff. It's really cool to watch.
Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
And the second thing is with painting tutorials, as a painter like who's done 2 of them so far, they're actually really good. I mean, you've got a considerable following on your Instagram, and people really like what you do. You have a really unique way of painting, but as a painter, it helps you grow because it helps you break down your processes and make them more not fluid. I can't think of the word. Streamline. There we go. It helps you really put in order like what you do for whatever it is you're painting. And a piece of advice is like do a few models. Like if you're going to do like, okay, I'm going to do an Ork Goth painting tutorial, do like a couple of Goths before you even do the tutorial, and really think about the way that you're doing them, like what colors you use, the processes that you do for the whole thing, like how you can make it digestible for the person watching. And it helps you, it actually in your own brain, it helps you improve because you're like, oh, okay, actually, you know what? I don't need this step because I can just get rid of that and substitute that with step 1 and 4. I can get rid of, you know, step 3. I don't need that anymore. And it goes in, and you'll find in your own painting, it actually works for your own painting when you go forth from there. But it sucks because it feels like it takes like 1,000 times longer.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think my Space Wolves tutorial video took me 3.5 weeks total to do, like from filming to upload on YouTube. And a week and a half of it was video editing. Because there was just a whole bunch. There was at least, oh God, I want to say like 20 hours, 30 hours of footage I had to dig through. And it was like, I have to come up with like, okay, I want to show this part of the process, this part for one specific step, and then try and mimic those 4 parts of the process through the rest of the video. So it's coherent and cohesive.
Yeah.
But I say do it. I think you got this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I mean, I've had like a few requests on certain things that I've done. I might just do like a fun thing about, you know, some of the scary squigs that I've done. Just like a fun thing on that.
Oh, people love to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Because then I don't feel it's not as technical. It's more kind of like, oh, this is just my own creative spin on this. If you want to do something similar or whatever, or do your own versions, you know, that could be fun.
If you get into doing it and you need help with your audio production, let me know. I can show you a few things to where your audio, your spoken audio stays consistent as far as volume level goes. It's confusing at first, but like once you actually see it, you'll understand what it is. It's a thing called compression.
Yeah, because as you can see from today, I sometimes struggle with that.
Oh, it's okay. It's a whole learning process. I think you do great at it. It's just you get through the first time is rough. When you go back to do it the second time, you're like, oh, I remember a bunch of those mistakes. I'm not making those this time.
I've done one battle report, and I did it on my Instagram, not on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it was great. I think I was very like I wasn't myself. I felt that I was too busy focusing on talking about what happened and try and remember everything that happened in the game and use the right kind of technical phrases and things like that. And so I could definitely see on that video. I was like, that's not me. That's not kind of, me being natural. I was just kind of like, and this happened and this happened. And so it's kind of cringy. So I think for the second battle report, I'm going to just try and relax a bit. I think I was very tense.
Yeah.
But I still think it was okay because I basically got across what happened in the game, and that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, it's always cringe watching yourself like that. You're like,
So I think a really good question for you. Actually, there's two of them, but we'll go into this one first. Since you're so big on Oldhammer, how do you think old Games Workshop minis from the 80s and 90s compared to like what they have now? Like aesthetic, thought, silliness, whatever.
Well, I obviously prefer the old stuff. So that's kind of all I can really say on that. I mean, I like so some of the Goblin Wolf Riders that came out. I did purchase those.
Are you talking about the newer ones?
They were the last ones that came out, I believe.
Okay.
Goblin Wolf Riders, like fantasy ones. I purchased them. Maybe it was like, it wasn't that recent. It might have been last year. I don't know. This is the thing. I just see something and then I get it and I forget about. I forget.
It tends to blur sometimes.
And like I said, I don't keep up with modern day Games Workshop releases. My partner does because he still loves the modern stuff and the old stuff. I'm kind of just tunnel visioned into my Oldhammer, I guess. But I do have
nothing wrong with that.
I do have an Age of Sigmar army. And I basically have that so that we can play that together because he has an Age of Sigmar army, and that is basically my Squigs and my Gobos, and I've got some trolls. So I might finish that off at some point. But yeah, in answer to your question, like I still like the old stuff. So
I don't blame you. I'm the same way with Space Marines. Like Primaris Marines, like they're cool. They just don't do it for me. Like Sneaky Beakies and Mark 7s do.
That's it. I mean, I follow a lot of people that just paint, modern day Games Workshop stuff, and I see the way they paint stuff. I'm like, that's cool and stuff. But I have to say, like, I definitely am drawn more towards like the old figures still. Yeah.
There's been numerous guests I've had on it. It seems like a lot of like it's like a 50-50 split. Like there's guests that are Oldhammer and there's guests that are Newhammer. And like even the Newhammer guests tend to say, there was a certain thing about Oldhammer models that, like the perfect example I'll give. I was actually talking to my buddy Warheezy and 80 about this last night. You mentioned Kev Adams earlier for his sculpts with the Orks and whatnot. For me, it's Jess Goodwin, and a lot of the stuff that he did like in late Rogue Trader and then going into second edition and all the second edition models we know from him for Space Marines, they still hold up to this day. They are like timeless in their sculpting and their look and their appearance. If I had to judge a painting competition. I was asked to come down for, it was a kill team competition, and the guy who was running it wanted me to judge the armies and give out a medal for best painted army. And he's like, "Oh, dude, bring some of your models down and put them on display." So I brought some of my stuff down, and a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, those are awesome! Wow, those Space Marines were so small, but those things still look really good." It's like, yeah, there was certain people, like certain sculptors at Games Workshop, that really just kind of set the stage and the standard for, like what the different races and factions look like, and they still hold up to this day. Like, like you got Kev Adams, you got Jess Goodwin. There was one other sculptor, I can't think of who it is. Oh, the
Perry twins.
Perry twins. Yeah. A lot of what they did, I mean, still like what they did still exists in modern Hammer stuff. It doesn't matter if it's like fantasy or 40K. It's just, they really set what these factions will look like over a period of like 30 years. But you go back to the Oldhammer stuff, and it's like they're just, when they were done by certain sculptors, they're just timeless. You could paint it up perfectly, sit it on the table, and still, like a painting competition, still walk away with like bronze or silver. And that really says something about those Oldhammer models that we love so much.
It's and it's the vehicles as well. So like
the Predator and the Rhino are still in high demand.
I think it's the, and I could be completely wrong in this, is Armor Cast. They did like a Stomper.
The big resin ones, like the 40K size ones?
Yeah, it's the one on my top.
Yeah, they're 40K size ones, the big ones.
Yeah. So I've got one of them. That was one of the things that was quite hard to find that I did get myself. Well, my partner bought it for me for Christmas, and that I've had that for maybe like 3 years now. I have almost finished painting it, so that will definitely be on my page at some point. But like all of that old stuff, I really like the old kind of vehicles and things like that. I
wish I still had it. I don't know what I did with it. I actually had the old plastic Ork war buggy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know where it went. I've lost 2 vehicles through my 30 years in this: the Ork war buggy and my original Blood Angels Rhino. I painted up. I still have my Space Wolves Predator, but I don't know where the Rhino and the buggy went.
That's cool. So I've got a war buggy, but it's metal. So I don't know what that one. I think is a Rogue Trader one. It's just got two orcs in it. One's at the back with a gun.
Oh no, hang on. I'm talking about something
Are you talking about the battle wagon?
Oh, the battle wagon. Yeah.
I got that as well, yeah. But mine is in pieces.
Okay.
Because I took it apart to clean it because it was already painted when I got it, and I wanted to repaint it. So I've kind of like half put it back together, and I've started painting the wheels and stuff. So yeah, that's something I need to paint as well.
I remember seeing the old the Rogue Trader era one where they glued a bunch of metal Orks and Gobos to it, and I always thought that was one of the coolest things the Game Workshop had ever come up with.
Yeah, it is really cool. I need I need to get that painted. Yeah.
Sorry, I just added something else to your list.
No, you did. Yeah, but no, it's a good thing. Like you said, pile of opportunity. So.
The other one I wanted to ask you was, with your painting, who's influenced your painting style?
One of the people that I should mention, and obviously is my partner, because he's the person that taught me. So definitely him for sure. I know for him, he was very influenced by Mike McVeigh. And
Tim Prow.
So yes, and Tim Prow. I'm trying to think of someone else kind of more modern that's influenced my paint style. I don't know. I mean, there's so many good painters on Instagram.
Yeah,
I follow. So I guess all of them have influenced me as well. But yeah, I would say like the person who taught me would be my partner. I know it's really cliche and
no, it's not
biased. I don't mean that in that way, but yeah, he kind of taught me, so I have to say that. Yeah, I mean, like your stuff as well is amazing. Thank you. Yeah, people like you. I'm trying to think who else. Green Mountain, that you mentioned earlier. They always do great stuff. I'm going to kick myself because there's going to be loads of people that I've forgotten to mention.
You'll go to sleep, wake up at 3 a.m. I should have mentioned this. Okay,
that's who it was. Yeah, I mean, I always try and share. Basically on Instagram, there's a lot of people's whose stuff that I tend to share. Sometimes it's the same people's stuff I will share and over again, and that's just because, like, if I see it and I like it, I'll share it. And obviously, I am quite biased to if it's Oldhammer and if it's an Ork, so I tend to share quite a lot of that stuff. Yeah, there's someone who recently did. I think the account's called "Were We Evil?"
I haven't heard that one.
And he's done a lot of like Ork huts, and he's done one for each clan. He did like a snake bite one and a goth one, and I think they're the huts. Have you heard of Fogel Miniatures?
Uh-uh.
So they basically do do lots of like terrain and buildings and stuff like that. And I bought some orc huts from them myself, and they're just like the ones in the codex, you know, like in the back of the book.
Are you talking about like the old the old second edition ones where they made like they cut like chunks of Pringle cans out and put like straw tops on them?
Then no, they're not like that. There's the ones,
or
so
the more blocky
the
ones.
Yeah, the more blocky ones. So in the second edition codex, I think it's at the back page. There's like a picture, and you've got all the orcs, and they own these buildings, and they've got like little fencing on it, and it's all got kind of like orc glyphs painted on it and stuff like that. And they just look really cool.
Like a lot of the stuff that they used to use for epic scale scenery.
Possibly.
Okay.
I'm not too familiar with the epic scale stuff, but basically it's in the second edition codex at the back, and Fogel Miniatures basically do like replicas of these huts.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so I got a bunch of them. They're on my page. I've painted orcs up and got them on them, but I didn't spend as much time on them as I wish I had. I still got to go back and do some more stuff. But this guy, Were We Evil, it's something I saw recently. He's done like one of each clan, and they looked really cool.
Are they are they resin or are they plastic, metal?
I think they're resin.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, they're definitely not plastic or metal, but they're just really cool. I haven't got anything I can really show you.
Yeah, there was some.
Here,
I remember, like in the '90s, there was people. They weren't doing them in resin. They were actually doing them in like plaster. It was weird as hell. Like you could scrape it with your fingernail. It was like it would just come off like chalk. It was the strangest thing.
Yeah. It's I'll send you the link.
Okay.
And you can have a look at it. But yeah, so this account, Were We Evil, he's done a bunch of them, and they just look really cool. So that's definitely something that I kind of saw, and I was like, oh, that's made me want to paint my orc huts again. So yeah.
I was pondering a question in my head while you were talking, and I'm curious as to what you think of what Louise from RogueHobbies is doing for the Warhammer scene in general, especially since she's a woman.
I think she's doing an amazing job.
Okay.
I think she's definitely one of my inspirations, I would say. Because she paints some Oldhammer. She's done her own miniature range. I think that's really cool. She's done her own YouTube channel. You know, and obviously, you know, she worked for Games Workshop.
Yeah.
She was I had the Warhammer the app, the Warhammer TV app, when she was doing the tutorials, and I would watch them. And
the
if I'm honest,
ones?
I haven't watched them as much since she left. So yeah, no, I think she's doing amazing things.
Yeah, Ed from Minisodes, Matt from Miniscapes, Dietz, Crown of Command. A lot of these guys, like Louise was one of the top ones to actually get me off my butt in painting again. A buddy of mine, my painting bestie, one morning, it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, he's like, hey, check out this new chick making Oldhammer stuff on YouTube. She's kind of cool. And she only had like 3 or 4 videos at the time, but she was doing like specifically Oldhammer. That's what she kind of started her channel with. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I can't believe like it's so popular. I had no idea who she was because I didn't have the Warhammer TV thing. I was out of the whole hobby for 12 years. So like Duncan Rhodes and Louise and a couple other people, I had no idea who they were because their time was when I was absent from it. But yeah, seeing her painting and what she's talking about in her videos is what she's one of the ones who kicked me in the butt and got me off my butt to go start painting again. And I've just been very curious from a woman's perspective, like what your side of what your side thinks of what she's doing for the Warhammer world, given that Warhammer just tends to be a very male-centric dominated space.
So when I started my account, I started my account 5 years ago, and she was actually one of the first females I followed, I think. So I've been following her for like 5 years. So way before she did her YouTube or anything like that. And I remember seeing she painted the Goth Rockers, and I had those figures. So
the original
I remember
ones.
seeing that. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, absolutely, she's definitely been an inspiration, and I think there's a lot. I mean, I've been really lucky. I think because I think I mean, you think I've got quite a big following, which is great, and thank you. I actually think I'm one of the smaller accounts out there. I kind of feel that, but I think I've got quite good engagement, which is kind of what I'm happy about, because I like to talk to the people that are following me and stuff like that.
Well, that's a big thing too, is like with social media, is like, actually connecting with the people that like your stuff and reach out to you.
That's it. And I think that I totally forgot what I was going with.
Oh, it's okay.
Sorry. I don't even know where I was going. Basically, I was saying, that was it. So ever since I started my account, I've been very lucky. I haven't really had anyone treat me any differently for being a female that paints.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because of this type of stuff I paint, because it's Oldhammer. Maybe the Oldhammer community is less judgy. I honestly don't know, but everyone I've interacted has been super cool. They've always given me advice, and not in a condescending way or anything like that. And and I talk to a lot of female painters out there, and I've been lucky, so I can't really like comment on other people's experiences with it, but I've been pretty lucky.
I think I was talking to my gal about this last night. She's out of town right now, so like I'm missing the hell out of her, but we were talking about the painting world versus I know what spurred the conversation. There was a guy who he accidentally cheated. He's a player. I guess he's a player here in town, and he's like a tournament player. And he accidentally cheated for a few games. Like he included, I guess, like 6 or 7 models that weren't on his roster sheet. I forgot what they call it, his army sheet. And he actually withdrew from all tournaments for the rest of the year. He's like, I am so sorry. I feel like a total jerk. I put these, I meant to put this on my army roster. I completely forgot. So I'm withdrawing from tournament play, especially LVO, for the rest of the year because I screwed up and that was my bad. He's like, I did not intentionally cheat. I am sorry. I'm sorry. And this was on like one of the major gaming groups for Las Vegas. And, there was people that like called him out and all, it was stupid. I'm like, it's a game. It's a game. But that was what spurred the conversation was, I don't think I haven't in the painting world. It seems like the people who are into painting are like a very different group versus the gaming people in that we're very accepting of everybody else. The thing I love so much about the painting world is just how like positive and uplifting it is, how people are genuinely wanting to help other people. There's the only drama that I've seen is I think last year it's at Golden Demon. I think it was Zimakito and one other major YouTuber. They didn't place and they got really upset about it. But come to find out that like last year at Golden Demon, they didn't bring in any heavy metal staff to judge. Don't know who judged. I'm assuming it was UW staff, but no heavy metal staff. And from what I found out was post that some of the people that lost were actual Games Workshop partners, and they made a big fuss about it. So from what I heard was the heavy metal staff is now back in judging for Golden Demon. I keep wanting to say Olden Demon because that's what I participate in, but there's heavy metal staff back in Golden Demon now. And through getting back into the stuff since 2022 and then getting back into painting in 24, like I haven't really heard any drama in the painting scene. And it just seems like maybe we're just so far removed from the competitive side of the gaming aspect. And the gaming aspect is obviously what draws in the bulk of the crowd, whereas the painting side is a smaller portion of the crowd. Maybe we don't have that kind of drama because it's just a very different mindset. And you said that you haven't caught any flack for being a girl, and that's really cool to hear. So maybe because of the painting side, like it's a whole different mindset. Because I don't care if you're male or female that paints. Like you do an awesome job. I'm just like, oh, wow, that's cool. That's really cool. It's not like a chick painted that or a dude painted that. That's just damn cool. Like a human painted this. This is
Yeah, and that's good. And that's how it should be. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe it's I don't go to tournaments. I have zero interest in going to a tournament. If I'm completely honest,
What, for
I don't
painting
think
or
I'd
gaming?
ever be. Sorry, for gaming.
Okay.
I don't think I'd ever be good enough to game at a tournament, and even if I was, I'm not that competitive. I just kind of, I think being competitive is a good thing, and I can be competitive in certain things, but it just kind of, I'm more into the painting, I think, and but I do know some females that have gone to tournaments and they say they haven't had a great experience, so maybe that is the case. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, and when I've gone to GW store, maybe it's because I'm also used to it because my partner used to work at GW, so I used to sort of hang out there quite a lot, and people were always pretty cool, and I wasn't even painting at that point. I would just sit there, and I used to bring my art book and I would sit and draw.
Oh, nice.
Which probably, I did, I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. I don't even know where I was going with that. Sorry.
Well, if okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if just to one more question, and we can move into your miniatures. I don't want to keep you all night because I know it's late there. But the last question I wanted to ask was, what advice would you give painters just starting out to help them avoid the pitfalls that you've experienced?
I don't know, really. I would just say, have fun with it. Don't get, because sometimes you can get frustrated with the model, and you can start to become a perfectionist over certain stuff.
No.
And I see it with my partner. I'll just name his account because I keep saying my partner, and it's Demon Ink Studios.
Okay.
But I see it with him. Sometimes he will paint something, and to my eyes, it will be really, really good. And he will be like, oh, no, this bit isn't good. I need to repaint it and everything. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it looks great. Like, don't touch it. And he won't listen to me. He'll change it. And then I'll be like, oh, actually, yeah, that does look better. So
I've had this same conversation 100 times over.
Yeah, and maybe it's because I haven't been painting as long as him. I still don't have that eye for seeing it. It was something he did the other day, and I was just like, it looks fine. Like leave it. Seriously, like you're being a perfectionist. And he was like, no, it doesn't look right to me. And then and he changed it, and I was like, actually it looks better now. So don't listen to me then. Just change it. But me personally, I will. I think I'm easier satisfied with stuff. I'll just be like, yeah, I think that looks good.
God, I wish you and Pepper could have a conversation. You guys would have fun, because I've you're describing the exact conversation I've had with her 100 times over, and she's like, no, it looks great. It looks good. I'm like, no, I hate it. I can't stand it. I screwed this up. No, it looks fine. You're the only one that sees this.
It's definitely a thing. And I think another thing is not comparing yourself to other people. I think once if you start posting on social media, and you start seeing other people's work, and sometimes there can be that thing where you look at that and you think, oh man, that's amazing. Oh, it's much better than my stuff. I would say, try not to do that, because just appreciate what they've done, and appreciate what you've done. And everyone has different styles, and some people have been painting for years and years and are amazing. Some people are amazing straight away. Everyone has their own different journey, so I think just have fun with it.
I sent my painting bestie just watched the latest episode that came out. I recorded it months ago. It was with a guy named Paint is Yummy. He's a younger dude. I think he's 21 or 22. He's in college, and he's only been painting for 4 or 5 years. And he's like, God, his stuff is really good. I was like, yeah, I know. Friggin' child prodigies over here. he's able to do like box art perfect minis. And I'm just like, 4 or 5 years in, dude, I don't even want to show you my models I was doing 4 or 5 years in. They were terrible. But I think the best example I can give of something that was about 5 years in was my Darren Latham Glow Up Challenge Layman Rust that I did last year. I still have the original one from when I was like 15, and I actually had one sitting in bare metal in my Spaceballs box. I was like, oh, screw it, I'll do this for the Glow Up. So I have both models. One 25 years later versus the one I did at 15.
That's so cool. But I remember seeing that challenge.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Cool, yeah.
The thing I have to remind myself about is like the amount of available resources that we have now for painting. And you're talking about social media feeds and don't compare yourself. And, you know, like when I was young, when my painting bestie and I were growing up in the 90s painting Warhammer models, all we had were the painting guides and White Dwarf. And, you know, they showed the models at size, like 28 millimeters. That was as big as they photographed them back then. They didn't get into showing them larger, details until like the late 90s, early 2000s. But, with the wealth of knowledge that they have that's out there, like on YouTube now, painting tutorials. Yeah, I can understand how somebody can get that good in like 4 or 5 years, because you've got it right there on camera. They're showing you exactly how, they're applying the paint, how much water to mix in, what tools to use. Whereas a lot of, in rereading a lot of the old, especially 90s White Dwarfs painting guides or White Dwarf articles, there was a lot of vagueness to them.
Yeah.
And
I think that's true.
Go ahead.
No, you just reminded me of, I don't know if it was a post Mike McVeigh did or if it was in an interview he did, I can't remember, but he was talking about having his miniatures photographed and how bad quality it was and how it didn't show like the proper paint job of his miniature and stuff like that. So you just made me think of that, like, back in the day when people were looking at pictures of the miniatures, even then, like, it's not like they had the high res or anything they could see.
Well, it was neat. Did you listen to the 80 Wood episode?
I haven't. No, I want to, because he's the guy that won. Didn't he do a dinosaur with?
Possibly. It sounds like something 80 would do.
For a golden demon back in the day. Is that the same guy? He did it was like a bronchosaurus or something. And
I think that might be Adrian Wild you're thinking of. No, Adrian Wood, he worked at White Dwarf for a long time. He was he became...
no. It's a different person.
Okay.
This person I don't think he didn't work for GW. He just entered their competition.
Oh, yeah, different person. You might want to listen to the 80 Wood episode, because we actually go into like a long segment of talking about like how White Dwarf was laid out and all the miniature photography and like all the steps that were taken. And it was very, very, very different graphic design back then to what it is now. Like I came in toward the late 90s in graphic design, so like a lot of it had been more developed than he was part of. But you're referencing old photography from McVeigh and whatnot. We do go over that quite a bit in that episode, and it's very different than what we do now. Now we do like photo stacking in Photoshop. You take like 10 different focal point shots of the miniature, and then you photo stack them in Photoshop so everything's in focus. Whereas like back then it was I think they used like a long focus point camera. So everything was in range. My gal, she's really big into photography. She's like, oh, I know exactly how they did that. They just did it. I'm like, I don't know anything about that. I know how to photo stack. But definitely listen to that episode. It's a long one, but it goes deep into the photography thing. And you mentioned McVeigh. I'd kill to have him on the show. Like I would love to interview him and just talk to him and be like, I'm having a nerd out moment.
Yeah.
But from what I've been told, he's fairly private. Like even when he worked at Games Workshop, he just tended to be a very private person. So I doubt I'll ever get the chance to bring him on. But man, I would just be like, okay, this is total fanboy moment for me.
It's always worth a shot. I mean, you're getting Mark Gibbons and and you've had Tim Prow and things like that. So I would say just ask. I mean, I've seen like
he doesn't respond to DMs.
Okay.
Well, at least mine.
I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. Did he do an interview? There's I know someone interviewed him.
That documentary channel that's doing like all the old Games Workshop staff.
Yeah, Tom. He does. I don't know if it's worth reaching out to him and seeing how he got in contact.
Yeah, I might give him a buzz and see if I can't get him. See if I can't get any insight about it.
Maybe worth it, because I'd be interested in watching that. I think that would be.
I think a lot of people would. I've got some very, very specific questions for him that I would just love to have answered, because it's like, yo, dude, I grew up with you. I idolized you, and there's like half the crap you did we had no clue about as a kid. I think I know how you did it, but here's a load of questions. Please answer them. Okay, so we've gone over all kinds of fun stuff and whatnot. So because it's getting late for you, I wanted to jump into your Instagram feed. So This is your Instagram feed. Let me get my interact window a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. So the first miniature that I really wanted to talk about, which was like one of my favorites that you did, is your Orc Weird Boy. Or I'm sorry, this is a War Boss.
Yes, yeah, the War Boss. So this is a commission.
Okay.
And this is one of the Trollet miniatures, so it's 3D printed, and it's based on the artwork of Paul Bono, I think that's how you pronounce it. He did some of the artwork in one of the Rogue Trader codexes, I think.
And this is while you were still working on it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was because this was obviously the base isn't done here, and yeah, it's the top knot isn't completed in the banner and all of that, and there's another model. So yeah, I was just showing some of the whips. But yeah, this one was basically a collaboration with my partner, because this was the first commission we worked on together. All the other commissions he'd been doing his own, I'd been doing my own. And then obviously when we had my daughter and stuff, I didn't have as much time. Mm-hmm. So he was kind of like, oh, well, we spoke to the client and we said, well, why don't we work on this together? Mm-hmm. And the client was really happy because he was obviously getting two people working on it, one with even more experience. So my partner did the banner, and then I did basically everything else on that. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you chose Ultramarines for the Dead Space Marines, because I don't like Ultramarines.
It seems to be a thing. I always see people picking Ultramarines. So I personally don't have anything against them, but I was just like, do you know what? I'm just gonna do Ultramarines for that. So.
I think it works well because you don't really have any blue on the models, and it actually adds blue into the whole setup, and not in a way that's like garish or distracting. It just it works. It good dynamic, like Orks versus Space Marines.
Thank you. Yeah, this was quite a tough model actually. This one, but it was really fun to do. The skin was actually really easy on this one because of the Trollet miniatures. They have a lot of the detail on it, so all the muscles and things. I just find them easier to highlight the skin compared to.
Oh, there we go. There's a solid shot.
Some of the other Oldhammer models, which are maybe a bit smoother. Yeah.
Was this the skin color combo you were talking about earlier, or is this?
No. So this is basically the client had his own because he wanted it to match the rest of his figures.
Oh, okay.
So this is he calls it avocado green. And it was basically goblin green. It's kind of similar. But it's not as bright as the bilious one that I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is goblin green, and then it's mixed with yellow, so that's similar. But then instead of doing white, it was with flesh color.
Oh, okay. I was curious how you got it up to that brighter white, but it wasn't white.
Yeah. So I think I used elf flesh for this one. But yeah, it was. Yeah, so it's a slightly different skin tone, but yeah.
I love the fact that you're using nostalgia colors, because I know exactly what color you're talking about. Most modern people, like the way paint ranges have gone, like, well, just 8 different ranges. They all have their own names and stuff. And when people talk about modern Citadel paints, I'm like, I have no idea what color you're talking. It's a red or it's a blue, but I got no idea what it looks, where it is in the actual color spectrum. You say like elf flesh, I'm like, yep, I remember that color exactly because I used the crap out of that.
Yeah, no, I love their paints. And I think, like, obviously the TT combat ones, I really like their metallics. But for the skins and stuff, I really. That
was actually one thing that stood out about this to me a lot was the way that you did your metallics. Like I see the way certain people do their metallics in a certain way, and it just really stands out. Like, did you? Like for his bolter, did you start with like a base of like bolt gun metal and just kind of work up from there, or?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I did. Yeah.
You didn't use any washes or anything?
Well, I did use a wash, so I think I used non-oil on this one. On the silver. That's pretty much what I always use. And then sometimes if I might do a bit of weathering, but I didn't on this one, not really. But yeah, I always do true metallics. Yes. I've tried doing non-metallic metals, but I can't really perfect it yet. So yeah.
No, I've a couple of my last guests, they're like multi-time Golden Demon winners, and they're like they refuse to give up like doing actual real metallics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, we're part of the real metallic club. Yeah, I've seen like Goblin Green does his metallic similar to yours, and I've just been curious on like
I follow him.
Yeah, Will, he's a cool dude.
He's really good. Yeah, I like his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he drops something. I'm like, oh, shut up, Will.
I really liked his blood axes that he did. I remember I was painting mine around the same time, and he posted his, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use them for inspiration. And yeah, but that was the one time where I really did compare mine, and I was like, they don't look as good, and I wasn't happy with them because his looked so much better.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed because he's in like hiatus mode right now, so he's not sure when he's coming back. But like, I wanted to get him on the show, and he's like, yeah, I want to get back into it, dude. I will definitely come on and chat with you. But
yeah,
his
stuff's great.
Painting wise, he was one of my main influencers getting back into this, because it was like, wow, I guess Oldhammer, like the stuff I grew up with is still like really popular, because like the amount of attention his stuff got. So it was nice to see that Oldhammer stuff was around, and I still want one of these so bad.
Yeah,
I love the Tin Boys.
Yeah, they're great. I have got all of them, I think. I've got the dwarf one, and there's like an Eldar one.
Yep, and the Space Marine one.
Yeah, and I've got it's actually a Bob Ollie sculpt. It's a little goblin guy, and he's controlling like this robot. I think it's quite a rare. It's on my Instagram somewhere. I think it's lower down.
Okay.
And I did a photo of him with all the Timbots. But yeah, that's quite a cool mini as well.
I have to ask, why did you pick Lamenters?
I love them. Like, if I ever did Space Marines, that's what I would do.
There seems to be this
text, isn't it? And I like goth stuff.
There seems to be like this draw to Lamenters for some odd reason. I haven't quite understood it. I don't quite understand it. But what is it? Wib and it's a guy and a gal. I can't think of the pair's name on YouTube, but the guy he has a whole Lamenters army of like Rogue Trader stuff he's painted up, and it seems like when people get into Lamenters, it's like that is their legion.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people doing them as well. I don't know. It's weird because lots of people complain about painting yellow as well. I see, but yeah, maybe it's just because of the little chicks and the little heart. People think that looks cool. I don't know.
Snipe and Wib. There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around for a minute. I actually meant to ask on the orc you did the war boss. How long did that take you?
So that one was probably 4 weeks, but I wasn't painting it like constantly. It was, because obviously I'm working and things like that. So I would do like a little bit in the evening. But that's what I said to the client. I always say a bit longer as well, just so that hopefully I can get it to them a bit earlier, and that looks a bit better. So yeah, I would say it's probably it took 4 weeks to finish, but obviously if I was counting how long I spent on it, it would be, I don't know, maybe a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like if I was sat down and spending more time.
I'm finding that I spend a really long time on my stuff versus a lot of other people that are like just as good or like better. I'm like, how do you do that in an evening? That would take me a week to do.
But these figures are quite...
there's your original grot.
Oh, yeah. Yes, the one that started it all.
Yeah, he's definitely, I think is he plastic or metal?
I've got him right next to me. I can't remember. He is plastic.
Okay, then he's a resculpt, or
fantastic.
he's directly influenced from the old Gorkamorka models, and the reason I say that is because of his weapon on his belt.
Ah, okay.
As I did for my gal's Christmas present last year, a bunch. I think 3 out of the 5 snotlings I did for the diorama, they had that same weapon, or one of them was holding it, and the other ones had him tucked into his belt.
That's cool. I don't even know. Like, I just found him randomly in my partner's case, and then I thought I later thought he was part of the Rock Logbook guys, but I don't know.
I want to try. Oh, there's your horror themed ones.
Yeah.
And the shark squig. Yeah, my gal, she really, really likes your squigs.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're fun.
I forgot on. So like my browser through OBS, it jumps all the way back to the top. I was going to try and find that model you were talking about with the goblin controlling him.
Oh, okay. So he's up.
Oh, he's up.
He's actually more recent. So yeah, I'll take you in.
That's awesome.
Oh, the Beetlejuice one.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my Gargant. Yeah. No, it's up a bit more.
Froggo. Damn, I must have whizzed past him.
Yeah, it's
those are Goth Rockers.
Is he after those? Yeah, there he is. So he's with the other Timbots.
In this one?
That one. Yeah. I don't think I've got the robot with him though. So he's the little goblin. He's Bob Ollie sculpt. I don't actually know who sculpted the Timbots though.
Oh, you're talking about this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking.
He's so wrinkly. I love him. Look at him.
I was thinking of one. I saw one recently. I don't know if it was a modern sculpt or not, but it was like a little gobo on top of. I want to say like on a. I forgot what they call him, the dreadnought, the trash can. And it's not like he's inside of it, but he's on top of it, like controlling it with joysticks.
I think. Is that the dreadnought I painted? But I removed the goblin from it.
I don't know.
I did paint a dreadnought. He's probably quite far down. It's he's painted in goth colors.
I want to see your rockers. Those are cool.
Yeah.
I need to buy. Yeah. I need to buy the modern one and paint it up for Pepper. I think she'll really like it. I wish they could sculpt the whole band.
Yeah, that would be cool. I know they've done like there were some companies that did kind of modern versions of them. But yeah.
This is with Bilious Green, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very bright. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost looks like you worked some like woodland green in there for the shading.
I did actually. Good spot. I watered it down, yeah. I know I was doing that at some point. I sometimes alternate between doing that and a green ink, and yeah. But yeah, I was using that was the Nostalgia 88 version.
It's actually a really easy color to pick out once you get used to it. I always thought it was such a distinct green that was woodland green.
Yeah.
And GW was like the heavy metal painters were notorious for using it on high elves, wood elves. Including actually, and the Wood Elf team from Blood Bowl, like during second edition era.
It's a nice green, and yeah, it worked really well in that situation, I think.
So one question I've started incorporating during this segment is, what is your favorite model, and you get to talk about it.
Oh, I really like the Weird Boy. I know it's not that exciting model.
Where is he?
He's probably quite far down. And I really like the fancy orcs. You can stop on these ones.
Those?
I really like those ones. Yeah. What are they called? Big uns, I think they were called.
I think so.
Yeah, I just like them. They're quite fun.
Oh,
So,
Steve
and
liked this. I had him on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they were quite fun to paint. I think they were the first fantasy orcs I painted, so
Oh, okay.
I quite enjoyed those. Other than the Nightmare miniature ones, but yeah.
Yeah, didn't these come out during like early second edition era? Do you remember?
I'm not sure. So these are was it fourth? I thought these were fourth edition fantasy. I could be completely wrong. Like I'm
saying
still
second
a bit
edition
renewed
40K.
when it comes to some of the stuff. Okay, yeah, no, these are. Yeah, I'm not sure, but
the reason I say second edition 40K is I have no idea what edition fantasy battle they were on at the time.
Okay. I want to say fourth, but
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Fourth was the one with all the plastic high elves and then the plastic orcs, like the goblin spearmen. And you got
I think it was with the goblins, but these aren't plastic. These are
yeah,
metal.
no, these were metal. I'm just talking about the
Yeah.
fourth edition box set was I think it was the high elves with the spears, the plastic high elves with spears, the goblins with spears, and then the orc archers.
And is it the goblins on the spider riders? Because I think it's the same timeline as that.
Those are in the box set.
I don't know. I could be wrong. But this was the first time I used bilious green, I think.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why I kind of like these models, I think, because I was suddenly like, oh, I think my green looks much better on these. So that's probably why I quite like those models.
Well, that was actually the
improve.
classic highlight color for orcs during like the Rogue Trader era. Like both fantasy and Rogue Trader was commonly used as bilious green to highlight it from goblin green.
Yeah.
Funny thing was when I was painting my orc lineman for Olden Demon this year, he was just a funsy model that I decided to enter. I was getting really ticked off because I have bilious green, but it's in pretty bad shape. And I had this mental image in my head that like my orcs looked way better 20 years ago because I was using bilious green and goblin green. And I found a perfect match for bilious green in AK's paint line. So I was using that to highlight up with. And in my head, I had this fantasy idea that I did so much better with it back then. So I dug out some of my old orcs from back then and I was like, okay, I was doing way worse than I thought I was. I'm actually doing way better now with this AK color. I remember the bilious green, like it's a little goopy. It tends to be, it's like a thin pigmented goopy color.
Yeah, it can be.
And
that one, and try and find the weird boy.
Oh,
I think it's,
you thought he was more toward the bottom?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, those old Rogue Trader orcs.
I need to finish that box set. Yeah.
Oh, you've actually got the box set?
Yeah, my
wow.
partner said to me the other day, like, you need to finish it. There's the weird boy.
Oh, this weird boy.
Yeah. So
is that the Bad Moon painted up as a goth?
Yeah, this I believe, and again I could be wrong. I think this is a Bob Ollie sculpt again. I really like his sculpts.
He's got the old plastic arm.
One. Yeah.
No, this I can actually I can say it because this episode will be out long after he gets it. So with 80 Wood, I sent him a care package. I sent him my old copy of Titan Legions.
Okay.
I was missing all the miniatures, but I had everything else in the box. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take it." And I put a load of other crap in there for him. But one of the things three of the things I put in there for him were the old Rogue Trader plastic orcs.
Oh, awesome.
The super squatty boys.
I really like them. I've painted up some of them.
I think I've got a handful left. I might be able to dig them out and send them to you. I think I've got like 3 or 4 of them left. I'm never gonna paint them.
I think I've got loads of them. Like I've got some as well that were converted. They've got like Space Marine bits on them. So they're
I noticed you had a war boss that actually had an old 2nd edition Power Fist.
Yeah, I tend to do that. I just I wanted it to be like, I think he's one of my
he's got a Lamenter's Power Fist.
Is he one of my Scar boys? Yeah, and I wanted him to basically have stolen a trophy, basically, and I did it with like a couple others. I think I did a salamander one.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah.
And this was the old metal body one.
Yes, yeah.
And that was before Games Workshop changed. Oh no, was that? No, that was post. That was a later model stubber.
This is in the 2nd edition codex. I think the Skullboys are.
Oh, I'm just talking about his bolter. That's that. I think that's.
Okay.
I think that's a later model. That's the later 2nd edition bolter.
Yeah. It's. I've got loads of them lying around. So
why is he one of your favorites?
No, he was. Well, I like the conversion.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, that actual model itself isn't my favorite, but I just like the fact that I stuck a Space Marine arm on it.
I love how Orks work. They believe hard enough, and it just works.
Yeah. Like I find doing stuff like that fun, just making it a bit more different.
Yeah.
And, sometimes I try to do stuff that doesn't fit in the lore. And my partner's like, well, no, that doesn't really make sense. And I'm like, oh, but I want to do it.
It doesn't.
And then he's like, well, yeah, then do it.
They're Orks.
Yeah. He's like, well, then do it. Then he's like, I'm just explaining why it don't work. And I'm like, well, I'm doing it anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, they believe hard enough and it works.
Exactly. Yeah.
There was I wish I could. It was ages. It was like months ago. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. It's like the top panel, it's a meme. It says Imperium has to bless the souls of all the motors and servos inside of their machinery. And the next panel down, all an Ork has to do is tape a sticky note to a rock that says motor on it, and it drives their trucks.
Oh, exactly.
It was such a funny
That's why
meme.
they are such fun. They are such fun, Orks.
I'm glad that Games Workshop has kept them as comic relief to this so serious, grim, dark future. There's still a lot of humor in the Orks, and it's just nice that their whole civilization is just built around getting fighting, getting bigger, and making loud noises, and just being all around obnoxious. And they don't write any of that out. They're just like, no, they're the comic relief. Let them be loud and obnoxious and noisy, and people love them.
Exactly. And Orks never lose, even if they run away. They never lose. They're just coming back to fight again.
Why is it when Orks run away, all I hear in my head is from Monty Python when the Quest for the Holy Grail with the bunny, run away, run away. Oh, and I love how every single Ork in the entire galaxy is British.
Yeah. Well, yeah, weren't they based on football hooligans or something? That's what I heard.
You're the third person to say that. I'd have to ask. I think I might have to ask 80 about that. I think he would know.
Yeah, because the whole "here we go" isn't that here we go, like football? I don't know. That's what I thought it was meant to.
I'm a Liverpool fan, but I don't watch a whole lot of football, so I don't know.
Well, I don't actually. I watch more rugby, but yeah, it's that's what I heard, that they were based on football hooligans. So
I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe if you could probably ask Kev Adams. He might know.
Yeah.
Given he sculpted most of these things.
Yeah. Well, if I ever go to bring out your lead, I will try and ask him.
Oh, over at Foundry?
Yeah. Every year I'm like, I'm gonna go, and then
that was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I missed it again.
Oh, okay.
Damn it. But yeah, no, I definitely 1 year I will go.
I think you'll definitely like the display case they have in there with all the old Rogue Trader stuff in it.
Yeah.
And my holy grail for Citadel miniatures is getting my hands on one of the original Metal Warlord Titans from the original rule book. They never actually they never released them. They made 16 of them for studio use for photography and whatnot, because the plastics weren't ready yet. And those, the instant I saw those when I was a kid, I fell in love with them. And to this day, I finally got information, solid information from one of the sculptors who worked on them. He's like, yeah, we made 16 of them, and we were just using them for photography because the plastic models weren't ready yet. And, we had no plans on putting them into production. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So, come to find out so many years later, well, there was I think 4 or 5 of them left the studio, were smuggled out of the studio, because I found 2. There was one on Daka for sale back in 2009 for $500. And there was another one. I don't know where it popped up for sale or how the person got it, but another one wound up over in Russia. Some dude actually like, and it was recent too. Like he 3D sculpted some weapons for it to finish the model.
Yeah.
So those are the only two that I know of in the wild. I was told that like 4 or 5 of them were smuggled out of the studio. I know Games Workshop still has one because they took new photography of it for a article they did. But skipping forward to now, there's 2 of them in the display case at Foundry. There was a guy who went there 2 weekends ago.
You have to go see them then.
Yeah, well, there was a guy who went there 2 weekends ago, and he actually took high-res photography of them in the case for me, as many angles as he could get. So I'm just like, oh, that's the closest I'll ever get to them. But yeah, so they're actually in, the majority of them are in the Ansel estate collection. So at least I know where they are now.
Cool to see that. Yeah.
So we will jump out of this because it's getting late for you. Guest and me, there we go. So for the final portion of the show, it's shout outs. And you were making a big thing about this on the break. So who do you want to shout out?
Yeah. So first of all, I'll shout out my partner, since he taught me to paint. So Demon Inks Studios, which is demon like Golden Demon.
Yeah, I'll have the link down below for everybody.
Yeah. And then I also want to mention my sculptor, which is Garden of Hecate. I hope I said that right. She paints a lot of orcs actually as well. She's done some really cool nightmare miniature orcs, and she did like a painting guide on doing armor and stuff like that. So
very cool.
She's some cool painting as well as sculpting. Orkbot, who I believe you mentioned earlier as well, definitely one of, in my opinion, is the best orc painters out there as well. Just everything he does looks really amazing. Who else was there? And the guy that did my GobboGirl logo, Pan Vinek. So he basically just messaged me one day. He followed me because he liked my painting, and he drew me as a GobboGirl. And I was like, this is really cool drawing, thanks. And he was just like, you can have it, use it as your logo.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, do you want anything for it? And he was like, just paint me a miniature. And so that's what I did. I painted him a miniature, sent it to him, and then we would do that. He would do me a new drawing of her, and he would ask me to paint a miniature, and I would do that. And
that's very cool.
So yeah, we had a cool thing with that.
Cool exchange of art.
Yeah. So you never know. One day I might do a miniature of her. That would be fun.
That'd be awesome. You should do that.
Yeah. Could be cool.
So with the very final segment of the show, this is the mystery question. So the mystery question that was left for you is, what is your guilty pleasure food?
Oh, chocolate fudge brownie. I love chocolate. Like, yeah. Okay. So anything chocolatey, really. But I do also like a good roast dinner. So yeah, a good roast dinner, like Christmas dinner. That's probably Christmas is my favorite time because I get a nice roast dinner, and then I also get to have like lots of chocolate as well around that time. So
there's one thing with my mom being gone and not cooking anymore that I really miss, and that's Yorkshire pudding.
Oh, Yorkshire puddings are good.
She made I love the Yorkshire pudding she made. They were so good.
Did you fill yours with gravy?
Of course.
Yeah.
I was raised by an English woman. Of course I did. If you don't, you're doing something wrong in life.
Yeah, exactly.
So with the mystery question being asked, what mystery question would you like to leave for the next guest?
I forgot I had to do that. I would say, what is something about you that, I'm guessing is it someone that's going to be a painter on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is something about you that your followers don't know? Just share something. It could be something, it's just something fun that, your followers don't know about you.
I have to write sideways because I'm running out of room, like mid-sentence. Okay, I will totally ask that. And who is that going? Oh, you actually know the person it's going to.
Oh, do I? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Are you allowed to tell me now, or do I have to wait?
I'll do it off camera.
Okay.
You'll
great.
like who it is.
Okay,
So,
cool.
just to wrap things up, thank you, GobboGirl, for coming on. It was a blast talking to you. There's a lot of people that I'm sure will love to hear what we discussed in this episode. It was an absolute delight to talk to you. I know my gal's going to love to watch this episode because she really likes you and she likes your painting. But I'm going to switch over to the ending screen now. So thank you guys for watching and listening, or however else you're perceiving this show and your realities. Here's a couple more videos. I don't know what tutorial video will be at the bottom. But anyway, thanks guys for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.